At 40 minutes into my son's housewarming, I was standing beneath an arch of white hydrangeas I had designed in the back room of my flower shop when a woman beside his fireplace said, "Evan, this entry display is beautiful. Who did it?" My son glanced at me, smiled like he was doing me a favor, and said, "Oh, him? He's just the handyman. I let him bring some flowers from his little shop." A few people laughed softly. They thought he was joking with his father. I still had pollen on my cuff. My delivery van from Louisville sat outside his new house in Columbus, Ohio. I had driven that route 6 times, closing Bellflower and Pine early whenever Evan said the renovation was in trouble. I had come expecting one thank you. Instead, he introduced my whole life like a favor he had allowed.
Man, he made his own father feel small in front of everyone.
Before I could answer, a woman with a county badge stepped through the open front door holding a folder. "Evan Mercer?" she asked. "Carla Ortiz, Building Inspections. You scheduled an after-hours final review for today." Evan brightened instantly. Perfect timing. Then she looked past him, directly at me. "Mr. Daniel Mercer, I need you for the failed correction verification. Your son's owner performed repair packet identifies you as the person who completed and confirmed the rear guardrail and sunroom drainage corrections. Bellflower and Pine is listed as your business contact address." The room went quiet. Evan reached her first. "There's confusion in the file. My dad did some paid labor and decorative deliveries. He's been struggling to separate helping family from wanting credit." Carla looked at me. "Did you sign a statement verifying those repairs?" "I've never seen one." Evan's smile slipped. Then he gave a small, embarrassed laugh. "Dad, you sign paperwork every trip. You probably didn't realize what it was called. That was when I understood the insult was planned." He needed these people to think I was only labor before anyone asked why my name was in the approval file.
Wait, so he didn't just insult him, he set his own dad up.
I am 50. For 23 years, I have owned Bellflower and Pine in Louisville, Kentucky, making arrangements for weddings, funerals, and hospital rooms. When Evan and his wife, Mallory, bought the house, he told me an inspection had flagged the rear guardrail and drainage by the sunroom door. I told him I was not a contractor, just a man who had kept an old shop standing through leaks and broken coolers. "I want to tell people my dad helped make this home safe," he had said. That sentence put me on the road 6 times. By the 5th trip, he asked me to order railing material through my shop account. I signed a delivery authorization for the Columbus drop. Evan reimbursed only part of the cost. One of those trips cost me an 11-year funeral home account after a memorial delivery ran late while Claire covered for me. I never told Evan. I thought fathers absorbed that cost. At the party, I wiped my hand on my pants and said to Carla, "I did not verify building corrections. I helped my son and purchased material. That is all I understood." Mallory's father shifted by the doorway. He had praised Evan all afternoon for funding the renovation himself. Evan lowered his voice just enough to sound concerned. "Dad, please don't do this here. We agreed on payment." "We never agreed I was your handyman." He pulled out his phone. I knew this might happen. He had screenshots ready. There were transfers from Evan to Bellflower and Pine. Not the full amount I had spent, but enough to look like wages. There was a text from me saying, "Bring the invoice Saturday. I'll handle it." There was a photograph of me wearing work gloves beside the rear steps. "Everything he did was paid," Evan told Carla. "Now he's upset because I didn't make the party about him." Mallory's father frowned at me. "Daniel, if this is about a bill, today really isn't the place." Evan had prepared the room. "Let me see what he filed," I said, and reached for Carla's folder without thinking. She pulled it back. "Sir, please don't take permit records from me." Evan sighed as if the scene embarrassed him. "This is what I was worried about." Heat climbed into my face. In one panicked move, I had looked exactly like the angry father he had described. My sister Nora stepped beside me. "Daniel, show her the rail receipt." I opened the email folder on my phone and found it too fast. The total was there. Bellflower and Pine as purchaser. Evan's address as delivery location. Evan barely blinked. "That's exactly what I told you," he said. He ordered supplies as part of his paid work. I paid through his business so his record stayed clean. It was a lie built around truth. Carla said, if you dispute the verification, approval cannot be issued today unless this is resolved. Evan looked back at her. Give me 10 minutes. I have his authorization upstairs. When he left, I followed Carla onto the porch, my floral arch framing the doorway behind us. Ms. Ortiz, I'm not asking you to settle a family argument, I said. If my name is on a correction filing, I need to understand what was submitted. She held open the folder where I could read without touching it. The filing said I personally performed and verified the corrected guardrail anchors and drainage slope. Beneath my name was my shop address and a scanned signature. Carla tapped the relevant line. Because your son listed you as the person who physically confirmed the corrections, I cannot accept the owner performed repair without your confirmation. I tightened the loose rail with him, I said. I did not certify anchors. I never worked on drainage. I never signed the statement. The front door opened. Evan came out holding a manila envelope with 3 guests trailing after him as if they had only happened to be walking the same direction. Here it is, he said. Original authorization. Inside was a form with my real signature.
Oh no, now everybody's going to think his son was telling the truth.
I recognized it. The delivery authorization for the railing materials and planters I had sent months earlier. He had placed it beside the correction statement like one proved the other. For a moment, even I could see how weak I looked. That is my signature, I said. Evan gave a wounded nod. Thank you. That is all I've been trying to explain. Carla asked, Mr. Mercer, are you withdrawing your dispute? I nearly shouted about the money in the lost memorial account. But money was exactly the argument Evan wanted. No, I said. That authorizes delivery. It does not verify a repair. Give me 5 minutes to find the original record. Evan smiled at the guests. We're holding up final approval because Dad forgot what he signed. Even Nora looked worried. I went to my van and called Claire. Both calls went to voicemail. She was probably unloading centerpieces while I stood in my son's driveway trying to clear my name. Behind me, Evan turned the music back on. My phone rang. It was Mallory, standing inside by the front window. Daniel, I'm sorry he called you that, she whispered, but please don't ruin this. My parents promised to cover the new appliances once the final approval was complete. Evan told them he had paid for every repair himself. Did he tell you my shop was named in the packet? A pause. He said you wanted it there because you were proud to help. Then why did he tell everybody I was hired labor? She did not answer. I found a photo of Evan holding the rail while I measured it. It proved I worked there, not what I authorized. Then I found a thread with his next-door neighbor, Mr. Alvarez, who had borrowed one of my drill bits during my 3rd trip. I typed, "Are you at the party? What did Evan tell you about the inspection repairs?" His reply came quickly. He told me not to ask you about the rail because you were upset about payment. Evan saw us speak and followed immediately. Dad, enough, he said, still polite, still smooth. You're dragging neighbors into a payment argument. Mr. Alvarez looked at him. You told me your father was handling the correction because you were away for work? Evan laughed once. Handling it as in helping with a small handyman job. Don't turn casual conversation into legal testimony. That isn't what you said after the first inspection failed, Mr. Alvarez answered. You said your dad's shop had taken responsibility for the fix, so there would not be another problem. Carla, still on the porch with her folder, looked up sharply. Evan lifted his palms. I used casual wording. This is ridiculous. Then Claire called back. Daniel, what is going on? She asked. I need the authorization I signed for Evan's delivery, and anything he sent the shop about using it for inspection. Behind me, Evan told someone I had become emotional. Claire said, I have it. You signed receipt and release for delivery only. There's also a text he sent the shop line when he requested another copy. She forwarded both. The message read, can you resend Dad's signed delivery authorization? The county packet needs bellflower and pine listed until final inspection. I'll explain it to him after the party. It proved he knew my signature belonged to a delivery form. I walked back to Carla, then stopped before handing her my phone. Ms. Off. Ortiz, before you read what my shop found, would you ask Evan one question in front of everyone? Evan's head turned toward me. Carla said, what question? Ask him whether I was merely paid handyman labor or whether he submitted me as the person responsible for verifying the failed correction, because he has told this room both.
There it is. He finally caught him in his own lie.
Carla faced my son. Mr. Mercer, answer that clearly. Was your father listed only as paid help, or did you submit him as the person who verified the correction work? Evan swallowed once. He helped, he signed, and he understood that his business would support the correction. If he is backing out now, that is between him and the county. 5 minutes earlier, I was only the handyman. Now that he needed the approval, I was responsible. I handed Carla the original delivery authorization and Claire's message. These came from my business records. I can email them. Evan moved toward us. You're using your employee against your own son? Dad, this is why I didn't thank you inside. You turn every gift into leverage. I sent the email. Carla opened it on her tablet. Her expression changed, but she did not rush. This form is clearly identified as delivery authorization, she said. It is not a correction verification. Nora came through the doorway holding her phone. Then he may want to explain this too. Evan turned. Nora, don't. She looked at me first, almost apologetic. Last month he texted me that Mallory's parents believed he paid for every repair. He said not to mention Daniel bought the rail material until inspection was over because it would start questions he didn't need. Evan's face sharpened. That is not what I meant. Alvarez said, and you told me the shop had taken responsibility for the correction. Mallory's father stepped toward the porch. You told us Daniel was paid help. Were you using his business to make this house appear ready for approval? Evan looked at Carla, then at me. He did not have enough different answers left. Carla shut the permit folder. Final approval is denied today, she said.
That's not revenge. That's the truth. Finally catching up with him.
This file is being placed on administrative hold pending corrected disclosures and review of the disputed signature submission. Mr. Daniel Mercer has denied verifying these repairs, and the supporting authorization you submitted does not establish that he did. Evan's voice finally lost its polish. You cannot stop this in front of everybody. I am stopping it because the explanation you gave today conflicts with the filing and with the records now provided, Carla said. Do not submit further statements using Mr. Mercer's name or business without documented authorization. Then Evan turned to me. Dad, we can fix this. Come inside, please. That word almost hurt more than handyman. I looked through the doorway at the arch I had built for him. White hydrangeas, eucalyptus, small branches of dogwood, something designed to welcome people into a home. I drove here because you told me you needed your father, I said. You brought me here because you needed my name quiet until the inspector left. He opened his mouth, but Mallory stepped away before he could speak. I did not enjoy watching the boy I used to carry asleep from the car come apart in front of strangers. I gave Carla Claire's contact information, then took down the arrangement. Nora asked quietly, "Why are you taking the flowers?" I glanced back once at my son, standing beneath a ceiling he had wanted strangers to admire. Because they were made for a home, I said, not for a lie dressed up as one.
Um, Tell me, like, could you ever forgive your own son after something like that? Tell me honestly in the comments, and see you in the next, guys. One last thing, that was the fictional story. If you don't know, that was a completely made up story, fictional story. So I hope you liked this story. I hope you liked the lesson, and now see you in the next. Take care. Bye bye.